Jesus Christ, I need to do the maths to get this right. Ah. Hello, Milton Keynes. I want to start off by sharing some really good news with you. Recently, I've completed therapy. I've 3 years started every single week, got to the down to just, every couple of months, and now I can stand here proudly before you as the first cisgendered white middle-class man with zero problems! 2024 and people are actually on my side for that. Okay, good. It hasn't always been that way though. I had to work on myself for it. Just to step back a bit, I'm Stuart Franks. That's Stuart as in little. More on that later. And Franks as in Anne, except plural. Much like Anne, I kept a diary. It was much less interesting because I live in peacetime Banbury. However, it helped me, it helped me kind of, process my thoughts and just kind of work on things. And I use an app on my phone for it. I don't think Anne did the same. But then this app introduced a new feature which I can only describe as pure psychological fucking torture because it decided to add memories. So I was using this as a place to vent negative feelings and do all of that. And then one day I just got this pop-up that said, "Remember this? 2 years ago, you wrote 3 paragraphs about how you want to die. Have a good day." And I'm wondering what's next for this app, if that's where they're going. Are they going to start correlating it with my Just Eat food orders? Hey, remember this? You wrote about a massive argument you had with your now ex-girlfriend and then ordered way too much McDonald's. Have a good day. I think I might have invented the unhappy meal. Which I guess is something that I'm glad that Anne didn't have to deal with. Imagine it, there she is, the dead of night, her diary starts talking to her like some ancient ancestor of Clippy. Hey, remember this? A year ago you had to stand completely still for 4 hours so Nazis couldn't catch you. Have a guten Tag! I've completed therapy, guys, I need no more. A little bit more about me, I work in IT, specifically with supercomputers, as we mentioned earlier. For those of you that don't know what supercomputers are, they're like regular computers, except they wear capes. I'm also interested in witchcraft and the occult. I do the odd spell here and there. So between that and working in IT, I truly am a cursor. No, we're sitting in that one. We're sitting in that one. That's fucking brilliant writing. How can so many bits of my life come to... Okay, then we'll move on. Something that I've always struggled with stand-up is this idea of the art of storytelling. I usually just like to tell jokes. I find that older generations are really good at storytelling. For example, my great-granddad, he's just my granddad, but I like to give him a rank. He used to be so good at telling these stories that would just have you hanging on every single word. And I'd like to tell you a bit more about him, to be honest, because he was such a loving, kind man. He would always be interested in what we were doing, how school was going, what kind of music we were listening to. And then one day he kind of looked at me with this hope in his eyes and he went, "So Stuart, are you courting?" And I was like, "What the fuck do you mean? What, is this your way of trying to talk to me about tennis, Grandad? What the fuck are you on about? I mean, you don't even like tennis, and here you are asking me if I'm courting? You think Andy Murray's a pub landlord, and now you're bringing this up?" It was a very strange situation. And he stopped talking to me after that, either because of that ridiculous outburst or the fact that he's no longer alive. I might need some therapy. I've been trying to engage in more nostalgic activities to kind of reconnect me with my childhood. So far, I've eaten hula hoops and pissed the bed. I think I went a wee bit far. But, I'm now what I would almost consider an adult because I liked it when I was younger and my baby teeth would fall out. It made me feel like I was growing up and I was becoming more of an adult, like a proper human. Nowadays, I feel like I'm almost there. I'm edging on being an adult. But guys, when will my baby dick fall off? I mean, it's wobbly, but when I pull it, it just doesn't come off. So when's it gonna fall off? And what do I do when it does? Do I put it under my pillow? Does the knob fairy come for it? And how much does the knob fairy pay? Is it by the inch? Do I grow up years later to find out the knob fairy is my fucking dad, and he's snuck in my room in the middle of the night to replace my knob with, well, £3. And then years and years later, he comes and presents me with my baby dick in a little plastic bag. He did the same with my baby teeth. Did you know that fax is short for "fuck's sake, this takes ages to print"? I've talked a lot about me, like, from a mental health perspective, but let's talk about the physical here. As you guys can probably see, I'm quite a gangly man, you know. I've got a tiny torso, these ridiculous legs with these giant feet, and I've got this sort of the proportions of a scarecrow, and okay, I'm really murdering the way to describe this. To put it simply, I'm a skinny malinky long legs, big banana feet. And it's okay, you can laugh. I've come to terms with being a skinny malinky long legs, big banana feet. You know, I remember being 13, 14, hitting puberty, my growth spurt coming in, my mum sitting me down and saying, "Stu, look, you're starting to get taller, you know, there's changes going on in your life, you're becoming more of a skinny malinky long legs, big banana feet." And I've had to, honestly guys, I'm going to say this like 5 more times, so I mean really, let's just get on board here, yeah? Cool. And I came to terms with it, you know, I processed it, I worked on it, and, you know, learned to love who I was, and who I am is a skinny malinky long legs, big banana feet. And the way that I came to terms with that is realising that it could always be worse. I could always be a roly-poly short stumps, tiny tangerine toes. Yes, that entire thing was written for that. I don't really understand the hype with people wanting to work from home. Personally, I find it a lot more exciting to wank at the office. Which ear piercing is gay? Interesting, okay, so someone shouted out left. You know, growing up at school, this is something that's always like talked about on the playgrounds and things like that. Please stay with me. Can I just quickly get like a show of hands for left and right ear, like growing up? Who heard that the left ear was gay? Yeah, a few people. And who heard that the right ear was gay? Some people say both. Okay, that's the 80s, my man. You see, I put a lot of thought into this recently about which ear piercing is gay, and I'm pretty sure that I figured it out. Or at the very least, I figured it out for me. You see, my ear is pierced, and it's my left ear, and it is gay. It's not because it's my left ear, though, it's because I got it done at Claire's Accessories. That's true. And now I've stretched it so it looks like a gaped arsehole. You can fit a baby dick through it. That's all I've got tonight, guys. Honestly, thank you so much. I'm going to go and get therapy.